Hello, everyone. This is the 36 Chambers of Crypto Taxes podcast. My name is Jamal Solomon, aka Crypto J. This is number 5 of our series of the tax accountant meet the bookkeeper. They said we couldn't do it in one shot, but we're doing it. So if I look delirious, don't judge me. It's all right. So, Vonmarie, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. This is part 5 of me introducing myself. I'm Vonmarie Thomas. I'm an advisor at Breakaway Bookkeeping and Advising. And if you ever want to find me and talk about accounting topics, business analysis, anything like that, you can find me at breakawayba.com/Vonmarie. And I'm also on LinkedIn and Instagram and all sorts of places.
So, to further haze me, Vonmarie, and I blame this on myself. I didn't know. Well, let me say I didn't know. It didn't dawn on me that the last topic that she picked for our series, and hopefully we do more, is that she picked S-Corp. The wonderful world of S-Corps. Before we start on S-Corps, I have an S-Corp personally. I have an S-Corp personally, right? And the only reason why I
Yes.
did it, real talk, is
Mhm.
because when in my 20s, when I was trying to get into big corporate America, they came up with every little excuse of why I wouldn't be a fit in their company. So I said, you know what? And then I went through, a little depression and all that. And I said, you know what? F that. I'm going to start my own accounting company and it's going to be a freaking S Corp. It's going to be a corporation. Now, if you ask me, Jamal, did that make tax sense? Nope, it didn't. And I'm okay with admitting that because I'm very passionate on the reason why I have an S Corp. So don't do research in my company and be like, why are you talking about S Corps like that when you guys are going? Disclaimer, I did it for personal reasons and I do my own tax returns. So I deal with my own headaches. So it is what it is. I'm not paying nobody to do my tax returns. I do it the headaches. But here's the deal, guys. As a tax accountant, bookkeeper, we have to deal with a lot of outside influence by like social media influencers, and they do these TikTok videos how you could get an $80,000 deduction without even having a legitimate business. All you got to do is to set up an S Corp and the world is your oyster. So unfortunately, myself and Vonmarie gets a little passionate. It might go a little over 10 minutes. Get a little passionate because some of these people, they don't want to hear the opposite reason of why not to get an S Corp. Now, if you're like me, it's a personal reason, and you just want to deal with it, you're willing to pay me, right? I take your money. It's all good. It's all good. But don't, I want you to really think about when you set up an S corporation, like really think about it. Just don't take someone at their word and say, okay, you could eliminate your taxes. It's not double taxation because you're gonna pay taxes on it. Um, you could pay yourself a payroll, a reasonable salary. A reasonable salary is very complex. And like Marie's gonna tell you, you can't stop it.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
Really think twice about it. And here's the thing, guys, you don't need an S corporation to take advantage of taxes. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you that. You could be a Schedule C and take tremendous amount of taxes off of it, right? Yeah, if you have a profit, you're gonna have self-employment taxes. Okay. Self-employment taxes, guys, is just a sexy way of saying your portion of Social Security and Medicare. That's all it really is. So let's just take the complexity out of self-employment tax. If you're an entrepreneur, the government is not going to give you an exemption for you not to have pay into the Social Security system, which probably won't be available when I turn 65. Um, so that's the major thing. And payroll is this is a family show. It's a B. Once you start it, you miss one. God forbid you claim payroll and can't pay the payroll taxes. You do not want that smoke. Vonmarie, I'm just gonna stop. and let you talk a little bit about it.
All I'm gonna say about it is, if you're starting out with a business and you have no income at all, it doesn't make sense to just start off in an S-Corp situation. You can always turn on payroll when you have consistent income, but outside of that, you can always pay yourself from your business without having an S-Corp situation. Like, if you think your money's gonna get trapped inside of your business and you're never gonna be able to touch it, that's not the case. It's called a distribution. And distributions mean that you took money out of the business and you paid yourself. So anything personal expense wise, anything income wise, like you take $3,000 a month out of the business, even though it brings in 5, you're going to pay tax on the 3,000 a month that you took out, essentially. So that's all I have to say. And don't get in trouble with the Department of Labor. Don't be the don't do it. Don't, if you can avoid it.
What is it? Trust? Is it what, the trust fund penalty?
Is
I
it
think that's what it's called.
I don't even know what it's called. I just know there's,
I think
you
with
get in trouble.
payroll is, I think it's called the trust fund penalty. If I'm wrong, it's the 5th interview, guys. But I dealt with this in audits with the IRS. That is the absolute worst thing you want to mess with money with. Like, if you have, let's just say it like this: if you get a letter and is based on you not paying the payroll taxes, I'm not talking about you just didn't file it. I'm talking about you claim that you paid yourself 100K, but you never submitted the actual portion. Because with payroll, it's just not you say you paid yourself. You got to submit it to the government, the payroll taxes to them, right? So if you say you took out 25,000 in federal taxes and you withhold another $15,000 in Social Security and Medicare, they want that money. It's not just for cutesy that you put on your W-2. They want their money. So in that situation, if you didn't submit the 40,000, the government takes that very seriously, like way harder than you just not filing taxes. Payroll taxes, they do not mess around with. So if you ever get that letter, guys, that's not the time to be cheap. That's the time to really, I don't think you really need a lawyer, but you may need at minimum an enrolled agent or someone that's very versed in dealing with the government, payment wise, because you don't want to represent yourself when the government sends you that letter. So before you get into that situation, you want to really think, like Vonmarie said, do I really need to do this W-2? Is this, because I can tell you guys, these social media influencers, they're not doing what they're saying, especially with taxes, because people send me these videos all the time, and it annoys me that they say, Jamal, is this true? How come you're not doing this? Is this true? And I have so much clients that get on me. I'm like, I'm at the point, if you want to leave me because of what the social media is want to say, it's okay. Be fine. It's good. It's God's will. You could go. But just do know that they're selling your dream. They're probably selling you a book, or they're probably selling you some type of product. They're not trying to save you from the IRS. They're not trying to, most of them's not trying to have you build wealth. You know, they get paid for having a million views on a thing. So they sensationalize these tax tips. And unfortunately, S-Corps are getting very abused on this. S-Corps used in a correct situation is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, guys. But I don't want to lie to you and say that you need it. You know, that me and Vonmarie don't do that. So I have a client that for the past five years, I've been telling her what to do with her Schedule C. She doesn't want to listen to me. She goes to social media, or she heard somebody. She has an S corporation. Did she have that conversation with her tax accountant about it? No. What's going to happen next year when she comes to me? She's going to owe a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the reason why she got an S corp, because someone told her if she gets an S corp, she's not going to owe a lot of money. So, but if this particular person would have just paid me the fee and would have just listened to me to go to consultant instead of just listen to this person, I can
Mhm.
save this person thousands of dollars. But unfortunately, I already know the deal. We're not done. Me and Vonmarie is not done. We know certain situations that you're gonna owe a boatload of money. And unfortunately, this person gonna owe a boatload of money. And and with these car credits and you buying an SUV for no business purposes, the government is not dumb. You just can't set up a business and say, "Oh, I brought an SUV," and they're just going to be like, "Hey, depreciate it." It's
Mhm.
not like that, guys. And I think this is more of a rant than advice, but it's advice. But if you listen to what we're saying in this video right now, it literally could save you tens of thousands of dollars. And I'm not here to sell your product. It literally will save you tens of thousands of dollars if you before you set up an S corporation, you talk to somebody and
Please.
then make an educated decision. It's tough out there, guys. And and I already if I'm gonna read this disclaimer that it's tough because it's just an emotional thing. It's hard seeing so much hardworking people um getting hurt out there with S corporations. And it's not S corporations that's evil, it's that they just shouldn't have an S corporation.
Mhm.
They shouldn't. So with that said, guys, um, I decided that I'm gonna write a whole series about how to do S corp. Like if you're gonna do it, just know how to do it. And I'm gonna write about that. It'll probably be either a blog series or a course or an ebook or something like that because the misinformation is crazy and it needs to be said because yeah, and reasonable compensation, yeah, it's not that you thought you could pay yourself $1,000 a year. Now the odds of you getting audited is very small. I'm gonna keep it very honest with you. I think audit rates are usually like out of all the tax returns like 1%, 4%, something crazy. But you don't want to be that person that get caught because it's gonna be bad. So with that said, since Vonmarie used the last topic to be my rant topic, protect your neck with S corporations. Now, don't go saying that Crypto J told you S corps are evil. It's not. It's not
No.
evil. All we're just saying is that just please know your options, guys, because for tax accountants, professionals that really care about you, it's really it's hurtful to see people that get caught out in this stuff, this madness, guys. Yeah.
I'm
But you
just
an
gonna,
adult and you can do what you gotta do. What you gonna say, Von Marie?
I was just gonna add that you can't turn it off. You can't turn payroll off. And be careful with the promises that you make if you do set up payroll and you do set up retirement accounts for your employees and all of that. Because if you say you're going to match them the 6% every year, you have to match them. It doesn't matter if you have money or not, which is the other thing. If you're not tracking your cash flow, you don't know like when your money comes in versus like when your money needs to be paid out. You could end up in a situation where you don't have the cash to make payroll that month or that payroll period. And there's no such thing as stopping or skipping a payroll. You can't say, I'm going to pay you later. So with S-Corp, that is involved. And just if you can avoid it, or have someone give you projections as to whether or not it makes sense, which a bookkeeper, an accountant, someone like myself, a CPA, they could give you projections like this is what your business makes and this is how much you could pay out of it consistently. But if you ever lose a client or lose a customer, lose business, something happens, a pandemic, blah blah blah, and you enter a circumstance where you can't make payroll, it's a problem. So just keep that in mind. And if you ever need to talk to someone, you can definitely talk to someone before you make the decision, before you make the election, because that could also like you just might have to start a new business.
So
So just
guys, you no longer have any excuses. You know what you have to do. Can't be mad at the government no more. Me and Vonmarie gave y'all, I promise you, if you look at these 5 videos, the advice that you got for free, and like I said, you know, we wasn't selling no product. So it's just honest, straight talk. Take this to your tax accountant. If the tax accountant don't give you a good answer, you know, because it may be time to find a new one, or it may be time to consult with someone like Vonmarie and, you know, get an outside opinion, because sometimes people get way too comfortable with their tax accountant. I'm not immune. People leave me. We grow out of it. We all lose clients and gain clients. It's okay if you felt like you outgrown your client, or the person, your tax accountant is not doing it for you, whatever. It's okay. All right, we'll be fine. We're big boys and big girls. Don't worry about it. But at the end of the day, it sums up everything that we told you. Really have a, kind a targeted conversation with someone about your record keeping, about your accounting, about your bookkeeping, because I promise you it will save you tens of thousands of dollars. And imagine what you could do with that money. So someone says, hey, I'm going to charge you 500, 750 to have this consultation session. Just do it, because Jamal and Vonmarie told you you could potentially save $10,000s. So Vonmarie, I want to thank you for staying strong and doing this 5 things. Maybe we'll do another 5 in a couple of months. But guys, I'm gonna have all her information. So no excuse that you can't find her. You know how to get my information, and keep hope alive. We need small businesses to survive. We need people in the crypto world to survive. We need everybody to survive. Diversity is great for us, guys. All right. So with that said,
Thank you.